Hello everyone, welcome to Durrett's Take with Thursday Night Football tonight. It's time to go over my NFL predictions for Week 2. So let's get started with tonight's game between the Bills and the Dolphins, who are 2.5-point favorites. When I saw this matchup, I was leaning Miami, but it's not an easy choice here. The Dolphins have a nice running back duo, but Raheem Mostert is ruled out, and Devon Achane is a game-time decision. And their offense is reliant on being able to run the ball to set the passing game for two in his weapons. Also, for what it's worth, in this division rivalry, when Josh and Tua are the quarterbacks, the Bills have dominated the rivalry. So I will take the Bills to get the upset here. I have them winning 23-17. Okay, for Sunday games, you got the Raiders versus the Ravens, who are 9-point favorites. The Ravens are looking to bounce back from their heartbreaking loss last week, and this is the perfect game to do so. The Raiders had trouble stopping the run last week, and the Ravens love to run the ball, so there's that. The only cause for concern for the was the Ravens' offensive line didn't look great, and against the Chiefs and the Raiders have a good pass rush. But I assume as long as they run the ball well and take care of the ball, then the Ravens should be fine. And unlike last week, the Ravens shouldn't have to get into a necessary shootout in order to win this game. I have Baltimore winning 24-10. Next, you got the Browns versus the Jaguars. Deshaun Watson did not look good in Week 1, and he could have some more trouble this week. If the Jaguars play defense like they did in the first half against Miami last week, then that will be a problem. Cleveland's defense should perform better than last week, so I don't anticipate this being a blowout. But the Browns get their second straight loss this season. I have Jacksonville winning 17-12. Next, you got the Jets versus the Titans. Jets are 4-point favorites. Can the Jets bounce back this week? This is a good week to do so. The Titans' defense is respectable, especially based off Week 1, but the offense still may have some inconsistencies, in my opinion. However, since the Jets' defense got embarrassed on Monday Night Football, I assume the defense plays way better, and they help get the Jets their first win of the season in the Aaron Rodgers era. So I have Jets winning 17-13. Next, you get the 49ers, 5.5-point favorites, versus the Vikings. And the Vikings did beat them last year, so can they pull off the upset once again? I feel like they do have a chance. Sam Darnold was with the 49ers last season, so he should know what the type of defense that the 49ers may throw, different types of defenses the 49ers may throw at him. I also feel the Vikings defense will perform better than what the Jets did this past week, which means the game should come down to the wire. However, I have the 49ers offense making clutch plays to win this game on the road. So I have the 49ers winning 20-17. Next, you got the Chargers versus the Panthers. Week 1 for the Panthers was brutal, and Week 2 may be more the same. The Panthers could not stop the run at all whatsoever, and the Chargers love nothing more to run the ball. So you can see this at J.K. Dobbins may have another 2 rushing touchdown type of game here, and the Chargers win easily. I have them winning 31-10. Next, you got the Seahawks versus the Patriots. The Patriots feel good after getting upset Week 1, and this is one of the few games on their schedule where I feel like they can get another win. East Coast teams playing at West Coast teams playing an early kickoff time on the East Coast is never easy. Also, the Patriots defense got after it against the Bengals, and I can see that happening again since Seattle showed in Week 1 that their offensive line is not good right now whatsoever. As long as the Patriots do not turn the ball over on offense, again, just force a turnover 2 on defense, I'm calling for the big upset here. I have Patriots winning 15-13. Next, on Saints Cowboys. Cowboys are 6-point favorites. The Saints looked impressive Week 1, no doubt about that. However, things may be different in Week 2. The Saints' offensive line, pass blocking wise, did not get exposed last week, but this could be the week where he does get exposed against a good Cowboys pass rush. I don't like the Cowboys on off. I don't think the Cowboys on offense will light it up, so the Saints can keep the score close for a while. But then late in the fourth quarter, the Cowboys pull away to remain undefeated. I had them winning 33-16. Next, you get the Giants versus the Commanders, who are 1.5-point favorites. The betting lines are accurate in this game. It's a coin flip type of game. Since I trust Jaden Daniels as a rookie more than I do with Daniel Jones right now at this point, I have all the Commanders get the home win and the first win of the Dan Quinn era in Washington. I have them winning 21-20. Next, you get the Buccaneers versus the Lions, who are 7.5-point favorites. This was an interesting playoff game last year, and this could be an interesting game again this season. The Lions ran the ball at will last week, but I expect the Lions to be more on the attack in the passing game since Tampa Bay has a few injuries in the secondary. Tampa Bay can get into a shootout if need be, but I'll take the Lions at home to get the close win here. Have the winning 31-27. Next, you got the Colts, 2.5-point favorites versus the Packers. And the Packers say that Jordan Love will do everything he can to play, but I feel that's just coach speak at this point, and therefore he will probably miss the next 3 or 4 weeks as the initial reports indicated. If I'm the Packers, I go with the more experienced veteran like a Ryan Tannehill or something, to where like he's a true good veteran, he can give you some upside, versus Malik Willis, who they traded for not too long ago. I feel like their offense won't be able to do much there. So I have the Colts getting the win, 24-13. Rams versus Cardinals are 1-point favorites. Again, the line's accurate in this game. This game was a hard one for me to predict. I like the Rams, but to be missing Puka Nacua, 3 offensive tackles, and starters in the secondary, it just feels like it's too much for them to overcome against a capable Arizona team. Since the Cardinals are not perfect by any means, they will allow the Rams to stay in this game. But unlike in Week 1, this time Arizona will survive and get their first win of the season. I'm the winning 24-23. Next, you get the Steelers, 2.5-point favorites versus the Broncos. Get ready for a defensive battle in Mile High City. We'll see in this game if Justin Fields can just be a game manager once again for the Steelers, or if he tries to do too much to prove that he should be the starter going forward. That'll be kind of interesting to see there. I know Bo Nix didn't have the greatest game last week in Week 1, and it may not get too much better in this game, but as long as Bo Nix doesn't act like a sitting duck in the pocket like Kirk Cousins did last week, and just have a nice, clean turnover game, free game, then I can see Denver getting the upset here. I have Denver winning 16-13. Next, you got the Bengals versus the Chiefs, or 5.5-point favorites. No matter what condition the Bengals are in, they played the Chiefs tough over the recent seasons, so the Chiefs must remain on high alert in this game. With that being said, I feel the Chiefs' offense will be too much for Cincinnati, who's kind of figuring things out right now in offense with the different injuries to Higgins and Chase and all that. So I have the Chiefs getting off to a 2-0 start. I have them winning 20-13. Next, you got the Bengals. Sorry, not the Bengals. The Bears versus the Texans, or 6.5-point favorites. This is a big, spotlight for Caleb Williams to be in on Sunday Football here. He cannot have a 60-yard passing game against this Houston team if Chicago wants to feel that they're taking a step forward, despite Caleb Williams just being a rookie. The problem is Houston will want to make this a shootout, and I feel Williams is just not ready for a shootout right now. And therefore, the Texans will get the win, and they should cover the spread. I have them winning 28-12. And last but not least, Monday Night Football, you got the Falcons at the Eagles, or 6.5-point favorites. I know Atlanta did not get off to a good start for this season, and sadly for them, that probably won't change after this game. As we saw last week, the Eagles' offense will be really hard to contain, so I doubt they hold the Eagles to a bunch of field goals like they did with the Steelers last week. Now, the Eagles' defense can be had, but I don't think Kirk Cousins, coming off a major injury, can handle being in a shootout at this specific point in time. He seemed very limited, his mobility coming off his Achilles surgery. I feel the Atlanta offense is still considered a work in progress at this point. So I'll take the Eagles to get the win. I have Philly winning 31-13. So thank you very much for listening to my podcast today. Please subscribe to my channel and turn about me. Thank you very much, and you'll have a wonderful day.